Good evening. Well, everybody, it's been a pretty long and productive day. And I'm going to make myself some supper. Dinner, if you like to call it dinner. So, if you're a working man, sorry, nothing to do with what I was about to say. It was something else I thought about. If you're a working man on a budget, here is an idea. One, first you have to have an initial investment, about $25. You can buy this thing. Now, generally speaking, everybody should know what this is. And if you don't, I don't know whether to be sorry for you or applaud you. Depends on why you don't know what it is. A waffle maker. And you can buy one of these at Walmart for $25. Then, what you do is you buy this box, or the original if if buttermilk is not your thing. It's $2. I don't know about you, that looks a little runny to me. $2 for this whole box of thing, and one serving generally makes 3 waffles, which is generally enough for me on any given evening. Now, as you saw, first you need it's probably not 99 cents anymore, it's probably like $1.30 or something for the grilling spray. On there, because I cleaned this thing off the other day. It really does make a difference. Yes. Okay. Now, I did learn this batter has egg in it, so you're not supposed to eat the batter. I just wait for that light to turn green. In the meantime, we have a can of kidney beans. And what we do with the kidney beans, I'm going to take some of this green pepper Tabasco. You just apply some green pepper Tabasco down into the can of kidney beans. I don't know, what's a can of kidney beans cost? $2 or $3? Depends on if you get name brand kidney beans. Truly don't know the differences between name brand kidney beans and store brand kidney beans. If there's any sort of significant nutritional value difference. And then you just mix that Tabasco sauce down there in with them beans. You gotta get the maple syrup, because if it doesn't specifically say maple syrup on it, it's corn, high fructose corn syrup and sugar, and that's not healthy. obviously you're significantly worried about your health. So you're going to take $2 waffle pancake mix and put $16 quart maple syrup on it. But at least you're not getting any high fructose corn syrup that way. So as far as preparing your waffles, oftentimes you can do this, but there was a time that I could not afford $16 quart maple syrup. I found another absolutely delightful way to prepare your waffles. Pardon me. Oh, and they're done. I'm sure there may be other ways to remove these wonderfully made waffles on a waffle iron if you have sensitivity in your fingertips. Mine is minimal. Yes. Aren't having hands to do this. Mm-hmm. That. Make sure you spray again. You don't want to miss out on a spray. And you need to find spatula if you want to get every last bit of it. Yes. We'll get that one cooking while we prepare our next one. Key element to make sure you promptly rinse the batter out of the bowl. So that stuff will stick in there, and you would not believe if you don't. At least fill it up with water and get it soaking. So now, the way to do this is step one. Apply butter. Now 4 square, 1/8-inch thick slabs of butter. Even cut one in half, put one there, one there, honey, drizzle your desired amount of honey upon the butter. Sugar. Lightly sprinkle some sugar upon the Hunter and Buddy mixture. Honey and butter. Fold. Push down neatly. And, if you're so inclined, you could put another thing of honey. I guess theoretically, if you wanted to, you could eat like a sandwich now. Try that. Mm-hmm. However, but since we actually do have $16 a quart maple syrup, I bet that would be really good on top of all of it together. Don't you? I think so. Let's try. Mm-hmm. The thing is, now we got to dirty another fork. And alright, so we're just going to wipe this one off. So once you make your initial investment, $25 for the waffle maker, $2 for the mix. If you live on a city water, you gotta pay for your water. Okay, $3. Tabasco sauce, your honey, your sugar, and your butter. Per meal. Very cost effective. We just unplugged it. Rule number 2, our most important rule: unplug your waffle iron when you're done with it. It's a hazard if you do not. So you're saying, "Oh, Stuart told me to go out and buy a waffle maker so I can make cheap supper. And you didn't tell me to unplug it." No, I told you to unplug it. And it also doubles as a dessert. So basically you're eating kidney beans and having waffles for dessert. I found kidney beans are the best ones. If you can just eat them right out of the can, as opposed to like pinto beans aren't bad either. Black beans are a little hard. Lima beans, I don't know. Lima beans even really a bean, they're more like a pea. I always thought. It's just because they're green. And of course, that supper is complete without a sparkling water. They don't pay me, but I like the Spindrift brand because it's the only one that I found that actually contains real juice. which has its advantages and disadvantages. The only real disadvantage is that there's actually real fruit in there, so if you leave it out too long, ants will get to it. And it can get moldy. You know, regular juiceless sparkling waters can sit there for 2 weeks and neither attract ants nor draw mold. So, lots of people don't like seltzer waters. But I, as a man who has had a definite amount of lack of inhibition when it comes to the consumption of alcoholic beverages, really likes that kch noise and a little bit psst once you do. And besides beer, the only other can that does that is Sody Pops. Sody Pops have a whole lot of sugar in them, so if I started drinking Sody Pop like I used to drink beer, I'd probably get really fat and diabetic. So seltzer water it is. And I always figured, everybody's like, oh, seltzer water, that's gross, seltzer water, that's gross. If I could learn to like the taste of beer, I can learn to like the taste of anything, right? Anyways. Oh. I suppose you could do this for breakfast if you're so inclined. Or lunch. $200 calories for 1/2 cup of mix. Alright, so that's 400 calories. Or to sit here and eat all 4 of these pancakes, waffles, which I fully intend to do. Might not make you all suffer through it. 4 calories. .5 servings per container. $130 calories per serving. That's $390 plus 65, $455. That's 855 calories. 859 calories. There are no calories in Tabasco sauce. There's 60 grams of calories, 60 calories in 1 tablespoon of honey. So that's 8. Well, we'll round up and we'll just make it 860 on the calories. Excuse me. Getting 16 grams of sugar, 16 plus 12 is 28. 28 grams of sugar. In addition to, you know, that sugar. And the syrup. Well, I suppose that's all, folks. For my supper, that is. I could just keep sitting here and eating. Talking to this video like people are gonna watch it. You not entertained? Also with the bone of piss ants this year. Make sure keep your sugar jar in the refrigerator. And the ants don't like getting into the refrigerator. I like to keep my flour products in the refrigerator also. That keeps the flour moths out of them and the mites and other little things that get in the flour products. Butter. Put the corn on. I'm normally the kind of guy that likes to keep the butter on the counter. Unless the ants are really bad, and then the ants are going to eat your butter. I like having room temperature butter, thank you very much. Now put your honey in the refrigerator. It'll get so cold you can't use it. This must be a lower grade maple syrup, because you can get a lot smaller vessels of maple syrup. Cost per ounce a lot more. It's thicker. It's come different trees. The thick syrup trees as opposed to the thin syrup trees. It comes from Vermont. Can't be that bad, right? Butternut Mountain Farm. How did you go wrong with something from a place like that? It's a little bit thin. It's a little bit thin. Which, that's fine. Maybe you don't want thick syrup. Thick syrup. You like it well, you got a bunch of little holes in it. I see you. Anyways, if you've actually sat and watched this whole thing, you either really like me or you really don't like me. I don't imagine there's a whole lot of in between there. Anyways, regardless of which of those two camps you find yourself, I pray you have a blessed evening. Night, rather. It's almost midnight. I had a late lunch.